Thorndyke? Thorndyke?
You might as well be reasonable, my dear fellow. I'm so glad you had the sense not to break out while I was sealing you up. Now you cannot get out.
You can't get in, you mean?
I've no desire to enter a cave after a trapped animal, even though I know you have no weapons. I admired your stone door so much that I imitated it by wedging another stone on the outside. You are sealed up as in a grave. It's no use, Thorndyke. No use at all.
Couldn't you give me a cleaner death than this?
Don't be a fool. I could have killed you an hour ago. My purpose was to trap you alive. You've been immensely helpful.
What is it you want?
Now you're being sensible.
Have you got it?
What is it?
It is the confession that with the approval of your government, you sought to assassinate our Führer.
Go to the devil.
You're growing wearisome, Thorndyke. Once more, I ask you to sign.
To save us both an unpleasant conclusion.
I told you once I don't sign lies.
You also told me you no longer believed in killing, yet you killed one of my men.
Oh, I'm not blaming you in the least. I merely wish to point out that a lie is relative, as is truth.
I tell you I did not intend to shoot your bloody Führer.
I believe you. I believe you're sincere. I really do at last. You actually think you had no intention to kill, that it was all a sporting stalk, as you call it.
It was.
And yet every minute you were deceiving yourself. And every hour since then you have lied to yourself.
No!
You've refused to face your secret self, Thorndyke. From the moment you crossed the frontier, you became an unconscious assassin. I'm going to show you to yourself as you really are, Thorndyke. I'm going to break through that civilized English mask you were born with. I'm going to show you what you really are and were. An assassin.
You fool, you fanatical fool!
A token for you, Thorndyke. To make you see the truth.
Jerry. Where is she? What have you done with her?
Do you expect me to lie to you, Thorndyke? Do you expect me to tell you that it was a sporting stalk? No. I'm honest with you as you are not honest with me. She made your mistake, Thorndyke. She flouted obvious power. She refused to tell us anything. Do you know that if it hadn't been for that postal address that you so thoughtfully wrote down, I don't know what I should have done.
If you found that girl, I swear I'll kill you. Somehow. I live to kill you if it's the last thing I do.
You believed that the death of our sacred Führer would be no great loss to the world, didn't you? Surely then the death of a girl like that would be no loss at all. She was found dead in the street, Thorndyke. The police reported that she jumped to her death from a window.
She had nothing to do with my actions. She was innocent.
Yes, just as innocent as our Führer was of any wrongdoing against you.
No, he's guilty against me and against humanity, against every decent, peaceful person in the world. He's guilty of hatred, intolerance, and murder.
And that is why you tried to kill him?
Yes, I intended to shoot. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't realize my purpose. I wouldn't face the fact that I could make myself the instrument of all the pitiable, oppressed, suffering people of the world. I wonder why I put that shell in my gun. Now I know. Yes, I intended to kill. I intended to avenge the crimes of this monstrous tyrant. I know it now.
And you were acting for your government?
No, for myself.
But it was for the sake of your country, wasn't it?
No, for mine as well as others, for your misguided people as well as my own.
Then even though your government knew nothing about you, you were acting on their behalf?
No.
You said you wouldn't sign lies. I've proved them true. You've admitted the whole thing. I have a plane waiting for me in Croydon. I must soon go, but when I go, it will be with that document signed by yourself. It may interest you to know why that document is needed. It will make interesting reading when we publish the first German white paper.
What do you mean?
My country has already marched into Poland.
I don't believe you.
20 divisions crossed the frontier today.
If you're telling the truth, England and France will be at war with you within a week.
You're commencing to rave. We shall take Poland, and no nation in Europe will dare to raise a hand. We're on the march at last, Thorndyke. Today, Europe. Tomorrow, the world. Thorndyke. Thorndyke, why don't you answer me?
What?
I'm waiting for you to sign.
I've got to read it, haven't I?
Oh, certainly. Take your time.
Have you got a cigarette?
Yes, certainly. It's on the stick. Pull it in. Have you read it?
I've got to think it over.
I shall give you 15 minutes, Thorndyke. When the time is up, if you haven't delivered that document to me properly signed, I shall shut off your air and go on my way. You may last a few hours, but they will be most unpleasant.
How do I know you let me out after I've signed?
I shall remove the outside stone when you're ready to hand it out.
And then shoot me when I crawl out.
My gun is in its holster. You will have to take my word as a fellow hunter for that. 13 minutes, Thorndyke. I've removed the barrier, Thorndyke. Are you ready? You hear me, Thorndyke?
Yes, I hear you.
5 minutes more.
Have you removed the outside stone?
Open your side of the cave and you'll see. Are you satisfied?
Yes, I can see it's clear.
Your time is nearly up, Thorndyke. Hand out the document.
You'll have to reach for it.
Hand it out through the vent hole. Your time is up, I'm waiting. And be sure it's signed.
There it is.
Push it nearer. I don't propose to have my wrist seized.
You can come out now, Thorndyke. Come on out, Thorndyke. You're free at last.